After quite a long hiatus, it's time for another thematic list build, and with this one, the OG chapters are now covered. This is for the Warriors of Deliverance, the Sons of Corax, a thematic list build for the Raven Guard. For those new, the goal of the Thematic List Build series is to create a 2K Strike Force sized list, based around a theme central to the focused faction. And with that stated, let's take a look at the subfaction rules. The Raven Guard subfaction rule is Shadow Masters. It is the wordiest of all the Space Marine chapter tactics. The first perk grants all units benefiting from the tactic the ability to treat attacks from more than 18 inches away as light cover, a +1 to their armor saving throws. The second perk only applies to infantry, granting those which are entirely on or within a terrain feature the benefits of dense cover, a -1 to hit versus enemy ranged attacks. All said, Shadow Masters is a defense-oriented subfaction rule that encourages you to stay at range, ideally with your infantry in cover. The Raven Guard Doctrine bonus Surgical Strikes grants units the ability to add 1 to hit and wound rolls versus characters during the Tactical Doctrine, a powerful offensive efficiency boost versus a niche selection of targets. Unlike many of the other chapters, the Raven Guard's chapter tactic and doctrine bonus don't layer together all that well. The tactic is encouraging units to remain at distance and in cover, while its doctrine bonus grants an efficiency bonus in shooting and melee versus characters. Uniquely, sniper-style units can take great advantage of this combination, as they specialize in attacking characters at range, and their camo cloaks already give them a defensive bonus for staying in terrain. But for the majority of units, this combination provides a toolkit which encourages you to stay at a distance, and then close in for the kill. Regarding the thematic objectives of the list, they are to create a list which is evocative of the Raven Guard's signature guerrilla warfare style, leaning into the thematic flexibility that their toolkit provides, and to flex the Raven Guard's aerial and lightning claw motifs. Now, let's go over to the list breakdown. The list is structured as a battalion. Starting off in the troop slots are 2 squads of infiltrators, both of which take a Helix Adept. Of the original chapters, Phobos' pattern most closely aligns with the Raven Guard's ideals. These infiltrators flex that in our troops, and are here to add small arms fire, stick around on objectives through making use of the Shadow Master's chapter tactic, and aid in board control with their forward deployment and Omni Scrambler abilities. Taking up the 3rd troop slot is a squad of Assault Intercessors, with the Sergeant trading his chainsword for a Power Fist. It will be their job to move towards the mid and apply pressure where it is tactically suitable. And they will do so in their Swift Transport and Impulsor, fitted with Storm Bolters and a Shield Dome, which, depending on the circumstances, should help the Intercessors stick around to make use of the Surgical Strikes ability and/or the Assault Doctrine. Next are our Snipers. In the elite slots are 2 squads of Scouts armed with Scout Sniper Rifles and Camo Cloaks, perfectly equipped to take advantage of the Shadow Master's and Surgical Strikes abilities, and being able to forward deploy allows these snipers to discourage our opponent's characters from being deployed out in the open. And serving as the big bros of our Sniper Scouts are a unit of Eliminators, effectively serving as a quality version of the Sniper Scouts as they have a better gun, better armor, better accuracy, and the same sniping, camo cloaking, and forward deploying abilities. Bringing some anti-armor firepower where you need it is a 5-man squad of Plasma Inceptors. They have the flexibility of deep striking in or playing it safe by deploying them obscured and having them jump forward as the situation demands. In either case, each Plasma Inceptor has 2 Plasma Exterminators. This squad of 5 will yield 10 D3 shots, which is likely to turn any armored unit into a molten mess. Though with such volume, they will likely incur some plasma casualties, unless we bring in a certain someone. Serving as the warlord of this list is none other than the chapter master of the Raven Guard himself, Kayvan Shrike. As you would expect from the chapter master of the Raven Guard, Shrike is a beast. He has fly, moves 14 inches, has 7 attacks on the charge, hits on 2s at strength 4, rerolling all wounds at AP -3, dealing 2 damage each. His warlord trait denies enemies from firing Overwatch at him, which, while niche, can be clutch in the right circumstances. On top of that, he has the captain and chapter master abilities. And with his high mobility, he is quite capable of using the Chapter Master ability on one unit and flying off to give rights of battle to another, where he can make use of his 2-shot sniper pistol, Blackout. Not bad at all. The second HQ of the list is a Phobos Librarian. One additional command point has been spent to give him the Lord of Deceit trait, and he has the relic, the Tome of Malkador. The powers he has are Umbral Form, Shadow Step, and Shrouding, which will allow him to give himself an invulnerable save, a teleport for a character within 18 inches, and the ability to obscure a Phobos unit from being targeted unless they are the closest valid target. The Lord of Deceit trait will allow you to redeploy up to 3 Phobos units before the game begins. These are the Phobos units in the list, meaning you have quite a few options for bait and switches. Or maybe you want to reposition the Eliminators and Shrike for some key sniping. Or maybe you deployed aggressively and didn't win the roll-off to go first, so now you can adjust to a more defensive starting position. Serving as Shrike's Goon Squad is a unit of Vanguard veterans, all equipped with Lightning Claws. Look, I know everyone and their mom wants to use Lightning Claws right now, but Raven Guard are the OG Lightning Claw chapter. My point here is, despite how this may look to the unfamiliar, this is a peak-themed choice for the Raven Guard. Similar to the Inceptors, this group can start on the board or deep strike in where you need them. And thanks to his mobility, Shrike should easily be able to get within range, so the veterans can make use of his Winged Deliverance ability. Adding some high mobility, anti-tank firepower are 2 Storm Speeder Hammer Strikes. Play the line of sight game with them, and when the time is right, burst forward to melt enemy armor with their 3-shot melted destroyers and Hammer Strike missiles. And the last 2 units of the list are 2 Whirlwinds equipped with Vengeance launchers. There's just something about Whirlwinds and Land Speeders. With their long range and ability to not need line of sight to fire, these 2 artillery units can sit back, firing barrages to harass key targets which are obscured, or just provide additional fire support where you need it. And that's the list. It comes to 2,000 points and provides 11 command points after giving our Phobos Libby the extra Warlord trait. I think it achieves the outlined goals of the build quite well. Honestly though, I am just a sucker for Caveman Shrike. There's just something about him. He's a strong force multiplier, he's a quality fighter, and he can snipe characters, all while being extremely mobile compared to most named characters out there. He has the attributes to be classified as dynamic, and admittedly, the list is built towards emphasizing his presence, even including the Librarian for the purpose of slingshotting him across the battlefield, to infiltrate, assassinate, and destabilize the enemies of the Imperium. That's a wrap on this one. Thanks for watching. And a special thanks to my patrons, Julius Maximus, as well as the others who help keep the dream alive. This was my Raven Guard thematic list build. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, please feel free to drop them down below. And if you're a Raven Guard player, I'd be curious to know how you are finding the Raven Guard in 9th edition. So, if you enjoyed this video, there's a like button. And if you want to help my channel grow, there's a subscribe button. There's also a bell button and a share button, so press the buttons you want to press. And with that, I'll hope to see you guys in the next one.